I just got this brand new Arrma Typhon Grom. I'm super excited for this thing, so let's get it out of the box and see what it's all about. Transmitter and a bunch of other random goodies. Alright, here's my first look at my new little Arrma Typhon Grom. This thing is so tiny, it looks so cool though. This is going to be a great addition to my little RC collection. The truck itself, or I guess the buggy itself, feels quite sturdy. It's pretty heavy. Yeah, it feels pretty solid. The transmitter is a little small, and it feels like a pretty, relatively affordable transmitter, but it'll get the job done. To get the body off, this is really cool. It's got a clipless body system, which I believe you just push that and then it slides right off. How cool is that? First look under the body here. We've got a tiny little battery. Let's see if we can get this out. Look at that tiny little connector. That's so tiny. Little tiny battery. Everything is super tiny in here. Tiny little motor. Tiny little ESC. There's a bunch of details and specs on the box that this little truck comes with, but here's the main one. It's got brushed electronics, comes with a 30C 2-cell LiPo, so that should be plenty of power. It is 4-wheel drive. You have oil-filled coilover shocks. It's got a plastic chassis, which makes it cheap, keeps the weight down, and is super freaking durable. At least I'm hoping it's super durable, though knowing the brand of Arrma, it definitely is a durable little truck. If you want to know more about this truck, or if you want to pick one up for yourself, I'll put a link in the description of this video to where you can buy one, and that will be an affiliate link. So if you do choose to buy this truck using that link, I'll get a very small cut of that purchase without any additional cost to you. It's a great way to support this channel while getting yourself an awesome little toy. You also get some little shock spacers, of course your charger for that battery, a couple of little tools, batteries for the transmitter, and of course your manuals. Let's get this little battery charged up, then we can take it outside for a test run. While that battery's charging, let's just take a second to appreciate how cool this thing looks. They did an absolutely amazing job with these Typhons. I love it. It's so cool. I've always been a fan of the Arrma Typhon ever since it came out, and I've always wanted one. And they're just, kind of expensive for like the brushless one, just is what I would want to get. But now, I can get one of the little guys. It's so cool. Also, I've been working on organizing my setup a little bit, and we've got a perfect spot for them right there. Look at that. Fits right in with my shelf of minis. Another thing I really like that Arrma does with all their cars is they put vent holes on the outside of the tire. Traxxas puts them on the inside of the rim, which is really kind of a bad design because any water that goes in there just gets stuck in there. But Arrma actually put the vent hole on the outside so that it can actually vent any water or anything that gets inside of the tire, which is super cool. Another thing that I really like about this little platform is how well it's all closed off, so you're not gonna get the inside of this little buggy super dirty. Let's see if I can take the body off, because the body is just fits right in with the chassis there. I've seen other videos of people ripping around in the sand and mud, and the inside is just completely clean. That is exactly what I want. It's perfect. I love it. All charged up. Here we go, let's see, will it work? I gotta figure out how to turn this on. I believe you just hit that there. Okay, transmitter's on. Right when I turned it on, I was like, why do I hear a fan? But I didn't even see this until now. That's a little fan right there, just sitting there to cool off the ESC. That's kinda sick. So the factory settings on here have the steering dual rate set all the way low. So I'm just gonna turn that. Okay, it looks like that's all we get there. And let's see, I'm gonna turn down the speed. Let me just turn it down to 50 because this is the first time running this battery. Wow, it's touchy. Wait, that's not. Now we can take it out for a little test drive. First little indoor test of my new Typhon Grom. Let's see. It's very smooth. And I have the throttle set to 50% right now. So once we get it outside and turn that up, it'll be a lot faster. But also, look at how tight this thing turns. Look at that. It turns so tight. Here we go. Now this is where it belongs, in the great outdoors. First little test in the outdoors. Let's see. Let's see how she goes. My steering trim needs to be slightly adjusted. So that's 50% throttle. Let's up it to 75. Here's 100% throttle. See what we can do. Alrighty, after that little test drive, I absolutely love this little buggy. It's so much fun to drive. It's super cool. It runs really great. Haven't broken anything yet. We did also take it over to a skate park, but we didn't really film much there because there were quite a few people and we just didn't want to get in everybody's way. There were a bunch of actual skaters and scooters and whatever, so we'll definitely be going back there at some point though with this little truck because it's so much fun at the skate park. It jumps really well. It just drives amazingly. A few things that I can see myself replacing in the future because they're definitely going to get worn down are the tops of these shock towers here. This was after one outing at the skate park, if that can focus there. And those are already quite beat up. There's a little bit of scuffage on the top of the body. That's not the end of the world. But also on the underside here, you can see right there, the screws are already getting pretty scraped up. And those little plates there, it looks like that's actually a part of the chassis as well. Yeah, the screws are pretty dinged up already there. So maybe I'll have to figure out some sort of solution for that. I did also forget to put some extra shock spacers on before we went to the skate park. So that would definitely help because that'll just kind of help it not bottom out as easily, stiffen up the suspension a bit. But other than that, this car works amazingly. I didn't have any problems with it. It drives great, it jumps great, it's so much fun to drive. It also drifts around pretty well on different parts of the skate park because it's all just the sheets of metal, you know, so it slides around super nicely on there. It handles super well, ripping it around in the parking lot and everything. It's a great little truck. I was beating on it a ton too at the skate park. Haven't broken anything, just a little bit scraped up. There'll be a lot more videos to come with this little buggy, so stay tuned for those. I'll have a full-length first run video up hopefully next week, so if that's up when you're watching this, you can click right up there for that. But in the meantime, you can click right here for another awesome video on this YouTube channel, and I will see you over there.